Okay, this is Freddie. I was wanting to go through this new SEO Nitro blog posting system. We're calling it the SEO Nitro blog posting system for 2012. It's a lot like what you were already doing, except we're trying to make it a little bit easier. Okay, let's see. Here's just a document that I'm going to have in there called the process for the new SEO Nitro blog posting system. This method will allow us to post to our blogs through the best spinner instead of the way we're doing it now, which is going to be much faster. You're going to need to open three things. SEO Nitro, you just go to this site and you should have the username and password in the LastPass that you're using. If you don't, let me know. The best spinner, which you all should have. And by the way, I'm trying to get that fixed. If we don't, we may end up having to get a new version. But I think we can make this one work. It said that if we open it over 40 times a day between the three of us, that causes a problem. And they also didn't want us opening it at the same time. But for now, just don't worry about it. Do the best you can with it. And if we have to, we'll get a new version. And one of you can use one version, one the other, and I'll get with T.O. on that and we'll work it out. For right now, just use what we have. And then third, the folder and Dropbox label the Ntro Program for 2012. All right. Let's see. I want to go through and explain everything that's in that folder. You can open it and look at it, and you'll see there's an article folder. This is the folder that you'll be getting articles from for your blogs. There is a document called December Links A. This is the document you'll be using to get the links from the post to put in. It'll be changing on a regular basis. I'll notify T.O. when it changes, and he'll let everyone else know. When it changes, it'll have a new name. For example, the second one might be called December Links-B. Or the first one in January may be called January JN-Links-A. But we'll just constantly be changing that, and there'll be a place for you to enter that. Working on this is just a document, text document that I used if I'm stepping away from the computer for a while and I need to make sure I have my articles that I'm working with saved. If you're stopping for the day and the next day you want to start back with the same article, just copy it out of the best spinner and paste it in there and save it, and then you can copy it back out there when you start back. This is not something you need to keep up. In other words, you won't need a document, working on document for Monday and another one for Tuesday. Just use the same one over and over and copy over it. Not a big deal. It's just for your convenience. Example daily log. That's just a document that I put in there that, because I've been working on this system for several weeks now, and it's just some stuff I did. So if you need to refer back to it, it's just an example. That's all it is. And then the daily log, that is what you're going to be using to track your work with. Let's look at these documents real quick. This is the Ntro Program 2012. That'll be in your Dropbox folder. And here are the things I said. The articles, that's the folder with all your articles in it. The process, that's the document I'm reading from. Okay, December links, that's where your links are. Let's look in that. You'll see what it looks like. See, there's sets of links. On this document, there's 19 sets. So all you would do is just copy in the cell A1 and get that first one. Copy here, get the second one. That's all that document looks like. Working on, that's just a document, a text document that I use to save stuff on, like that. And if I need to save something else, I would just copy over the top of it. Example daily logs. These are just some daily logs that I use, and here's the examples. Okay. And then last, this is the daily log. This is what you'll actually be working with. Now, let's go back to this document. Now, I want to explain the headings of the daily log, okay? That would be back to well, let's use the example one, okay? Date, of course, that's just the date. Page from Ntro, that's the page that you're getting the blogs from. See, it says date, page from Ntro. All these blogs came from page 3. All these came from page 4. On and on like that. Link sheet name, that's just the sheet that you got. You know, right now we only have one link sheet, and it's called December Links A. Later on there may be a December Links B, C, D, there'll be a January Links A, and on and on and on. And that's where you record that in there in the link sheet name. Of course, the link row, here I was doing row 1 and 2. Here I'm doing 3 and 4, you can see that. And here I'd started 5 and 6. Just as an explanation, let's go back, pull out the link sheet, see, here's 1 and 2, here's 3 and 4, here's 5 and 6, so on and so forth. That's what that's talking about. Alright. Well, sorry about that. Alright. Submitted links. All this is a place where I keep up with the total number of links I've submitted. So for this first article I put in there, I want to link it to link row 1 and 2, and I want to do that 50 times. So what I do is I count down here 1 through 50. That may change later. See, it's 1 through 50, and all of the first 2 links went there, and I just used one article and spun it over and over and over with this link in there 50 times. When I got to the end of the 50, of course, all I did was I took this and I copied it, and I went down here and pasted it here, and that gave me the second 50. And as you see, when I started the second 50, I put different links in there. Still use the same link sheet, but I put different links in there, and I also changed to a different article. I started to put a place to keep up with the articles in here, but I didn't want to make it too much stuff in here. I'm trying to just cut it down to what we actually need. The good blog URL, of course, we have a good blog URL and a bad blog URL. I want to explain that. The good ones mean 2 things. One, that means that they are, let's go back over here, good blog URL. This is where you list a blog that is designated as good. For a blog to be designated as good, it needs to have more than 1 index page and be able to be accepted by the best spinner. So if it has less than 1 index page and it can't be accepted, or it can't be accepted by the best spinner, then it would be designated as bad. If it has more than 1 and it can be accepted, then it's good. And if it's good, you will put that in this column under good blog URL. If it's bad, go back over here. If it's bad, then it will be listed under the bad blog URLs. To designate as a bad blog, you would have 1 or less index pages. I'm going to show you that. Or even if it has a bunch of index pages and the best spinner won't accept it, it's a bad blog URL. So that's the 2 things. And a side note here, remember, we're only checking the WordPress blogs in Ntro. There are some Joomla blogs that will never be accepted by the best spinner. We don't even want to worry about them. We don't even want to open those. Okay. So that's the explanation. Let's go back and look at this example daily log sheet. So your good ones go here, your index pages for the good ones go here, your bad ones go there, and your index pages for the bad ones go here. And if you go down, oh, I got this in the wrong place. This should go over 1. Excuse me. It should be just like that. Yeah. And if you come see here, I didn't have any bad ones up here in these first couple. On these pages. So here's the page. On page 3, I didn't have any bad ones. On page 4, I didn't have any bad ones. And I may have had them and just didn't record them at that time, but don't worry about that. Here's 5, as you can see, I'm on SEO Ntro page 5. Well, I had 3 bad ones there. Here's a bad one, and it had 820 index pages, which tells me that means that the best spinner wouldn't accept it. And it does that sometimes. And down here you can see I had a bunch. I want to explain one more thing before we move on. As you see, when I was doing page 6, I had an exceptional number of bad ones. I actually had this many good ones, and I had one more bad one than I had good ones. So that's why I put a space in here, because this actually is a bad one from 6. But I had to put a space in there because I was already starting on 7 and I had one more to put. That's why that space is in there, the only reason. If you don't see one anywhere else, and it's only because I had so many bad ones that I had to add another space. But if you do that, that's how you do it. Pretty simple. All right, so I think that explains that. Now what I want to do is move on to the process. So if you're looking in the sheet, it says process. So the first thing it says do is go to the page in SEO Ntro you're going to be working with. So let's do that. I'm going here. Here's SEO Ntro. If you have your last class logged in, then it will give you the password. If you don't, if you have a problem there, let me know. So here's SEO Ntro. To go to the blog, then you go to network sites. Now, and the pages are listed at the bottom right here. Now let's go back and open up our sheet for daily log. This is where we're working. All right, and as you can see, I already have them open through 9. Well, 9 is where we're going to start, and I've already got this one done called Hoaxwork. So let's go to 9 and open up all the blogs. So I'm going to page 9. The easiest way to get to 9 is click here on 5. Let it change. Then go to 7. Let it change. There's 9. So now I'm over on page 9. And all I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and close this Google. And I'm going to just go through here and open each one of these in a new tab. Just I right click on them, open in a new tab, all the way down. I'm going to pause this while I do that. I think I am. Okay. As you can see, I've got them all opened across here. Now, and you can look at each one of the blogs just like this. Now, next thing we're going to do is go to the best spinner. All right, let's see. Okay, I got my blogs open. Now, what I want to do is let me go back to the sheet. All right, we go to the page in SEO Ntro, open up all the blogs in separate tabs. Go to the first site you're going to work with and check to see if it has index pages. Okay, so let's go back. Here's the first blog I'm on. No, this is the first one. And I want to check to see if it has index pages. Now I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm using Firefox. As it says, this is Firefox. And I have a plugin called it's called Quirk Search Status. And all you have to do is Google Quirk Search Status and it'll show you too. But it's real simple. I'm wanting to check the index pages, so I just, in Google, so I see where it says show index pages, and I come here and click on this, and this puts a query in Google that says site : and whatever that site was, okay? And I want you to see that this results of this search query says that this site has 4,500 results, okay? That means it is a good site to put in the best spinner. All right, so this tab is here. I want to go back over here. This is it. So I'm going to copy that domain. And now I want to go to the best spinner. All right. Before I put a blog in there, I need to put some content in there. So let me get that. Tell you what, I'm going to go back over here to our sheet. And for now, I'm going to paste this right here. Okay. Because I don't want to lose it. And it said the index pages was 4,500. So I'm going to write that down so I don't remember it. So I don't forget it. Excuse me. All right. And now I need to go open some content. So I'm going to grab an article. I'm going to just grab the first one here. Here it is. And let's see if I can. And I don't need the whole thing. I want it to be about 300 words. So I'm going to grab that much of that article. Then I want to go to the best spinner. I'm going to paste that in there. It says 339. I'm going to go with that. Now what I need to do is have a space between the title and the rest of it. And then I just need 2 spaces in here. That's where I'm going to put my links, okay? So there's the article. It's in there. It's less than 300 words. That's good enough. I'm going to spin it. I want to replace everyone's favorites. And I changed something here. I want you to see that I want you to change the max synonyms to 3. Leave this is the best and max synonyms is 3. And then click replace. All right. And if the title doesn't spin, then let's spin it. Let's go up here. You can just click on it and get some. Let's see if I can spin this word. No. Let's see if I can spin this one. No, it's not giving me. That's probably good enough. But I want to make sure it's spun. So that's spun. Now the next thing I'm going to do is put some links in it. So I'm going to close this article. And then I want to go get some links. So I'll go back here. And I got to open up this one. Okay, let's go back and look at our spreadsheet, and that's going to tell us what links we're supposed to be using. We're supposed to be using 5 and 6, okay? If it, that just tells us where we were, and I've already done some of these, that's why. So here's 5. All I got to do is copy the A5 cell right there. I just copy that, go back to the best spinner, and I'm going to insert that in my first space I created. There it is. Now I'm going to put the second link right there at 5 and 6. So I'm going to go back here. That's 5. Here's 6. Copy. And go back to best spinner, and I'm inserting that right there. So now we have an article, and we have links inserted into the article. So now once I have that done, I want to go over here to the Spun Article tab, and then go down here to where it says Post to WordPress blog. So I'm going to click on that. Now that gets us ready to put a blog in. So I want to go back. This is the one that we checked and it was good. So I'm copying that. Go back to the best spinner. Come right over here and click Add Blog. Now, I see these numbers here. That stands for pages. This is trying to remember, I think it was the 9th page. Let's look and see. Yep, page 9 in SEO Nitro. So we go back over here and we're going to type a 9 dash. And then we're going to paste our the name of the blog. I just hit tab and that takes me to the next window. I do Control V in that paste. So I do 9 dash, Control V, tab, Control V. then tab again and go down to username and password. The username and password to every one of these blogs is Coach B51 and Carlos51. So once I've got that typed in there, all I got to do, and you got to be sure it's right, 9- the blog for name. The blog, whatever HTTP, whatever I copy. See, I copy that URL, I do 9- and paste. And then I come to this one and I just paste. And then I type Coach B51 and Carlos51. Then I hit save. This is where I find out if the blog is good. If it comes up and says blog details have been saved, that means it worked. It's good. So then I can go over and paste it into my daily log, which I've already done, and I put the index pages. I can go back and check these index pages and put them later. Okay. If it was bad, if it hadn't accepted it, I would have put it up here as the first bad blog URL. But since it was good, it has index pages and it was accepted by them, so now I'm ready. So it's in there, and actually there it is listed right there. The next thing I want to do is put an article in there. And let me just show you here. Let's go back. Here's the blog. Okay. And I want you to notice there's the last article. Distinctive, highly scented candle color styles, and they're unique. That's the last article that's in there. So let's go back to the best spinner. We're loaded up and ready. The next thing I want to do is come here. Now, most of these blogs only have 3 categories. Some of them have more. I think a few have less. Most of them have 3, and most of them say articles, blogging, and news. Now, this isn't a big deal, but here's my suggestion. I think I've already said, the first day that you do this, all day long, put them into the first category. The second day you do it, all day long, put it into the second category. The third day you do it, all day long, put it into the third one. Most of them will be in this order, but they all have first, second, and third, okay? And if they don't, just modify it. But and then the fourth day, come back and put it in the first one, and just keep rotating through that, and that'll give it a little. The big thing is we don't want it to all look the same. So since today's the first day, I'm gonna put it in the first one, and make sure this is it's checked. Norm, just don't uncheck it. If you don't check, if that's not checked, then it's not going to post, because it's going to put it into a draft, and we can't make the drafts active. So for us to be active, that has to be checked. But it does it as a default, so you don't have to check it. Just make sure you don't uncheck it. Then now that's ready. All you got to do is click Post to Blog, and then it'll say Blog Post Successfully Published. That's done. Now, just to show you, I want to go over here to this blog, and I want to hit refresh, and you're going to see that that is the article that we just put in there. And if you click on that article, you're going to actually see links that we put in there. That's one of our links, and that's one of our links. So that actually worked. So we did good there. So now that one's done. I'm going to click off of it, and I'm going to start on the next one. Now, all I got to do, first step, is I want to check to see if it's indexed. So this is how I do it. I come right here. And by the way, here's the results from my last one. I want to close that out. But this is definitely indexed. And as you can see, it has 8,620 pages. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that open. I'm going to close this old one. And I just want to also point out that if you don't have this plugin, all you got to do is type site : into Google and then the name of the blog. So let's go back and see that blog. Here it is. I want to copy that domain. I want to go back to the best spinner. All right. Next thing, after I did that last one, I left this open, and I can see that I posted in it because it has a category listed. If I hadn't posted already, there wouldn't be a category there. So what I want to do is I always leave this up, and when I come back to it ready, I want to close out of it. I want to click the new spin button, and that actually rewrites the article so that the next blog will have unique content on it. It'll also put 2 new links because I'm rotating links, and then I just click. After I click New Spin, I click Post Blog. Now I want to add blog. I type 9 dash Control V tab Control V tab Coach B 51 Carlos 51. Save, and it's good. So all I got to do now is come down here. So let's see, this one didn't have the same ones, but it's still a first one, a second one, a third one. That's all we worry about. So I'm putting it in the first one, post to blog. It all worked. So I'm going to leave that up there. I'm going to go back to my sheet. I'm going to paste. I want to look to see what that number was. So I'll go here. I see the number was 8,260. I'm going to X out of that. Bam. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to type that in. 8,620. Alright. So you see how everything's working? And we're just going to keep going. Now, just so you know, this information and this information and this information, all of that will be copied down for them too. So all I have to do is do it like that. And I usually don't, I just update this every now and then. But it'll all stay the same until I change links or I change pages or the date changes. Okay? Alright, so far so good. I'm going to save what I've done. I'm going to go back to here. This is the one I just did. Am I right? I believe. Let me check. No, Sarah Kelly Music's the one I just done. So I must have already deleted. Let's see where I'm at. Yeah, here's the one I just did. So I'm going to X out it. I'm going to go to the next one. I want to check to see if it's indexed. Google. This one is not indexed. See, this is a good example. This is a bad one. No results here. So this is, I'm glad we saw that. That means it's not indexed. There's no results. So what I want to do, and there's not even one. Okay. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to grab that URL. I do not want to put that in there. All I do is come back here to the daily log, and that is a bad one. So I'll paste it, and there was 0. That's one reason you put them there. Alright, let's go back. We can delete that. Let's get the next one. I'm going to go ahead and copy it. I'm going to check the index. Google. And that one's a bad one. Oh, it's the first time I've had this many in a row. So let's go to the daily logs. Let's paste that one. And that's a 0. We'll save those results. Go back. I'm going to delete that and that. And I want to go back and find that site I just did. It's going to be this one. Close it. I'm going to do this one. I'll go ahead and copy the URL. I'd like to do that first. It speeds the process up. Google. This one is de-indexed. Alright, that's okay. Paste. That's what I want to know, because I do not want to put those de-indexed ones in there. Very good information. Pass a quote. I'm going to get this one. Alright, this one is indexed. 7,590. So, we're going to go back to the best spinner. We're going to add a blog. I type 9 dash Control V tab Control V tab Coach B 51 Carlos 51. Save. It worked. You know what I didn't do, folks? I did not spin that. And the way I know I didn't is it had About Me wrote right there. So just to correct my mistake, I can still fix it. Here's the blog I just put in there. So I'm going to close it. I'm going to spin it. I'm going to reopen it. I'm going to go here and scan to the very bottom. And there's that one I just put in there. Now I'm going to post. Good enough. So I'm going to leave this open so I'll know that next time. That saved me then. All right, I want to come here. Oh, wrong one. Daily log. I'm going to paste into the good one. Paste. I don't remember that number. I got to go back and get it. Let's see. That's why I'll leave it there. It was 7,590. 7,590. 7,590. 7,590. Right there. I'm going to save and go to the next one. You actually, just to show you that it'll be a little bit easier, you can actually work on this end of your tabs instead of going back to the other end every time. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go here. It doesn't matter. And then I'm going to check my index. And this one has 583 indexed. Go to best spinner. I see that this wasn't closed, so I close it. I spin it. I open this. If you ever open this and this is blank, just close it and reopen it. That happens from time to time. I'm going to type 9 dash Control V, tab, Control V, tab, Coach B51, Carlos 51, save. Okay. Now, open this, put it on the first one, post to blog. Okay. Did good. Go to the daily logs, paste, paste. I want to see how many links that had. It was 583. Go back to the daily logs, type it right there, 583. All right. I am going to pause this for a second. I'm going to keep going down. But before I do, know again that I'm going to keep copying this down as long as it stays the same. I'll find you an example in a minute. Okay. Now, you see what I've done? I started this process. I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to keep going until I find one that won't be accepted by the best spinner so you can see that. All right. I think I just found what I wanted to show you. So, I'm going to close that. Here's the blog. It's called chesstreasures.com. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to check the show index pages. Go to Google. As you can see, there are 3. Now, 3 is not many, but that does mean it's indexed just barely. So if it's 1 or more, then I want to do it. So this one's okay. So I'm going to the best spinner. I get my new spin, post to WordPress blog, add a blog, 9 dash, Control V, tab, Control V, Coach B51, Carlos 51, and I click save. Now, you see this WordPress blog returned the following error: bad login password combination. Don't worry about fixing anything. That's another thing that is considered a bad blog. So all we do is come over here and we're going to paste that blog here. The only thing different we're going to do is we're not going to put a 0 here, because remember, there were 3 index pages, 1, 2, 3. If you look up here, you see a 3. So we go back and we type in 3. And that just tells us that it's bad for a different reason, because if it's 0, it's because it's de-indexed. If it has a number there, it's going to be because the best spinner wouldn't let us know that, wouldn't let us use it. So that one's done. I close it, close this one. I'm going to the next one, copy. I want to check to see if it's indexed. Google, and it is. So that makes sense. I'm going to pause again. All right, I want you to see that I finished doing all the ones from page 9. I had more bad ones than I did good ones. So again, I'm going to copy this information down for all the good ones, which should go right there. All right. Now, everything else is going to stay the same because I want to do this link and this article 50 times. That's why I have this down there. So I will copy this information down one more. It's going to stay the same date, so I'm going to copy this information down one more. But now we're going to go to page 10. So I got to go open some more. And here's another thing. I need to move this down past that, because that doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen sometimes. So all I got to do is cut that and then just move it down there. Okay. See, and that allows us to keep going, and that puts them above that. So now we would just keep going. So the next step is we go back over here and we would go to page 10. And we would open all those blogs. Just go to the network sites. Logged us out, so we got to go back to page 10. And we've got to move forward till we get to 10. I want you to notice right here in this column where it says CMS, this all says WordPress. Every now and then you're going to run up on one that says Joomla or something other than WordPress. The only ones we're working with here are WordPress. So the only, if you see one that says something different in this column, don't even worry about opening it. Okay, we're in 10, so I want to open it. Whoop, looks like we're in 9, so I want to go to 10. Just to make sure. Yeah, see, here's one that says Joomla. No need in opening that one. And there's another one that says Joomla. We wouldn't open it either. If you do by accident, it's okay, but I can just tell you right now, it's going to be bad. Okay, so I'm skipping that one because of the Joomla, and I'm going to just go open the rest of them in a new tab. Skip this one, so I got 2 more. Okay. I want to show you something that I did that I learned just now doing this. So I don't even need that open right now. Here's what I did. I went through and opened all of these. Well, actually, you saw me do the first. I think I started here. I opened every one of these, and I had them all over here, and I designated where I stopped at by highlighting it. And I checked each and every one of them first to see what was indexed, and I wrote them down here all the way down. And then I would go to, and of course, if any of them wasn't indexed, I went ahead and put them over here. But all the ones that were indexed, I put here. And then I went through putting each one of them into the best spinner. And of course, I had 4 or 5, several that didn't go into the best spinner. I think it was these 4. And so when they didn't, I just moved them over here. Just moved them over there. And that made the process a lot faster. You're welcome to modify anything like that. The main thing is we want to get them in there. So, showing you my new process, I don't even worry about these kind. I just close it. This one doesn't look like it's opening either, so I'm going to just close it. I'll copy and check indexed. And it is with 561. So I'm going to put it right there, paste, 561. Let's see, I can close this. Got too many pages open. And so now I can close that, and I can close that. I'm going to copy this one. $110. $18.90. $367. I think you see what I'm doing. I just want to get you the point. And then I'll pause it and finish it. 2210. All I'm doing is just I'm going to paste them all in here. And then I'm going to check to see if they'll go into the best spinner. And of course, if any of them aren't indexed, I'll go ahead and put them in the bad side. $787. I hate to change this for you right in the middle of it, but it just seemed to be better this way. This one doesn't look like it's going to work. Well, looks like it is. $721. Okay, I'm going to pause it. Okay, I think I have all those checked. So then what I want to do next is just go through one at a time and see if they're going the best spinner. So, spin. And see how that didn't populate that? All I have to do is cut it off and hit it again, and now it comes back. Now this is going to be 10 because remember we changed to the next page. So you go 10 dash, Control V, Coach B 51, Carlos 51, and save. Very good. Still on the first day, so we still pick the first one. And go. Now, all we want to do is go to the next one. And we got to spin it. And then we add a blog. 10 dash Okay, that one didn't take. It's very easy. I want to show you what we do. Let's go here. I just want to copy that, cut, and it'll go straight across from 10, the first one, so it'll be right there. Alright, and then all we want to do is come grab the next one, and I do it this way. I come up here and copy it up here on this situation. I'll show you why. I want to close that, and then all I have to do, since I already have the 10 there, is just copy and paste right there. Paste right there. Username, password the same, and click save. Same deal. Go copy or cut, paste. Grab the next one, copy, paste, paste, save. Alright, that one worked. First category, post, it worked. So, now I can go back here, and I'm going to just copy that one, cut it, and move it up here. Just like that. We'll come back and take those links out of it later. Now I can just copy this one. I want to close that. I want to spin it. And I want to post to WordPress. Add blog. 10 dash Control V, Coach B51, Carlos 51, and save. Didn't work, so we come over here, we cut, move it over. See, I think this is a little bit faster. I'm hoping you're seeing that once we get through all the blogs and get them in here, how fast this tool is going to be at posting. I actually think it's faster this way than the other way we was doing. Very good. That one worked. So I want to grab that, cut it, and paste it. Copy. I want to close it, spin it, go to the next one. Add blog. 10 dash Control V, tab, Control V, tab, Coach B 51, Carlos 51. Save. Didn't work. Move it over. So be sure and leave that dash in there. And the 10 dash. Very good. Post. Very good. All I got to do now, move that one up. All right, I think you have the idea. I'm going to cover a few things. To take those links out, I just go to it and right click and click remove hyperlink, because they can create a problem. Just right click on them, remove hyperlink. Alright, so I still got to go through and check these. The point is, I'm setting this up. I'm going to post to this article and this link until I get all the way down to 50. And then once I get to 50, I'll put a new link in it and just keep going. I'll do a new article at that time and a new link. In other words, it'll be this is 5 and 6, so it'll be 7 and 8. And I'll start 1 through 50 again and just keep going until I have them all in there. And that's the process. So I'm going to stop right there, and if you guys have any questions, let me know. We'll work it out. Thank you.